The Laughing Cavalier here, presenting to you another tale of these troubled times, and yep, it's another unscripted video. This time I decided to go on the IMDb and have a look at some of the reviews for The Spanish Princess. And the higher tiered ones, they're quite something. So obviously, before I begin, don't go and harass these people. Obviously, I know you won't, but they can have their views, and I can have mine. So we'll start with the 8 stars out of 10 ones, of which there is 1. And I think there's about 16 that are 1-star reviews, but there we go. So Kels Krebs describes The Spanish Princess as fun, dramatic, binge-worthy, and historical enough. I wish I could do that when you're like an essay in a university. Like, yeah, this is historical enough, you know, I've done enough. So I almost didn't watch it because of all the bad reviews, but it just looks so fun. First episode had a different tone than the rest. I almost quit after the first episode, but I was sick on the couch and needed something. Oh god, so you were basically dying. How that made you better, I don't know. I mean, I was the other way. That made me ill watching it. It definitely picked up, and I was hooked by episode 2. Honestly, being 100% accurate is boring. Watch the History Channel if that works for you. Yeah, the accuracy thing, it's so dull. I mean, you know that whole story of a king, you know, has 6 wives, beheads 2 of them, makes the Church of England. That's boring. No, more denim. And also, this argument, just watch the History Channel, is like, have you seen the History Channel now? It's nothing but alien ice road truckers or whatever it is. As a video editor, I know how much you have to work to make a story be alive on screen, including adding dramatic storyline. Oh, no. And it totally worked, in my opinion. And in my opinion, it failed. The story came alive. Whatever historical accuracy had to be forfeited, it was worth it to be entertained. Oh dear. So, yeah, was it worth turning Margaret Beaufort into, you know, a Disney villain? Was that worth sacrificing Henry VII into a sort of weak-willed Willie does nothing? It's TV, not a history book. So let's go on to the 9-star reviews now. And now Harley Quinn is going to tell us why it should deserve a 9-star out of 10. Why so much criticism? This is a good show filled with drama, suspense, romance, and a little action. For those of you critiquing the show because of the lack of actual facts and correct history, at the end of the show there is a statement that reads, "Some historical events and characters have been altered in the film for dramatic purposes." So no, the show isn't based on fact, nor is it based on true history. Don't know where everybody got that idea, but it's obvious that show is meant for entertainment. If you don't like it, don't watch it. If you're looking for a show full of fact, watch a documentary instead and keep your negative criticism to yourselves. Well, I tell you where I got the idea that it was meant to be based on history. So if I just click on The Spanish Princess, and it tells us that the beautiful Spanish princess, Catherine of Aragon, navigates the royal lineage of England with an eye on the throne. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Catherine of Aragon was the first wife of Henry VIII. So naturally, when I see a film saying it's got Catherine of Aragon as a character, I think, oh, that must be based on the history. And more importantly, like the thing, I don't buy this argument that, you know, it's historical fiction. They didn't mean to have the facts, because the makers of this series have been going on the record saying, you know, they are telling, you know, the true facts. I've seen my last video, one of the last videos about that. And we've got our old friend, for example, we've got our old friend Emma Frost here. Yeah, history is the tale of the victors. History books are written by those in power, who are white men. Apart from, okay. And now Graham adds, even a cursory Google search now proves that a much richer history has been whitewashed out of such books. I have this idea that there's some sort of conspiracy, like the historians, they have like a sort of like a headquarters, and they all get there and they're like, right, brothers, today, who we're going to write out of the history books? Oh, I don't know, Brother David. The Mormons, yes. And then we'll go for the Jesuits. Historians, you know, they have to specialise in things, you know. So if it's, say, David Starkey, he's more about the monarchy, so he'll specialise in that. He won't do much about the military. Whereas you get somebody like me, I'm much more military-minded. So I'm not deliberately trying to whitewash anything. I'm focusing on what I like. But anyway, sorry, on to the point about, you know, they want to portray the true history. Because in this article, they go on about the character of Lena. They're saying, you know, we do know that she stayed with Catherine for 24 years, and she married another African who came over. So we know there was a friendship. Matthew and I immediately felt this was a very, very important thing to show. So, okay, so you want to show the history of that, even though you didn't correctly show it, but that's another argument for another time. But everything else, but you don't want to do it with everything else. I mean, also get mentioned one of the other articles. If I can find it, I'll put it in the description, where they were saying, you know, the costumes are historically accurate, and And I was like, no, no, they're not. I think another article as well. Frockflix did. They've been doing quite a few articles just saying just how dreadful they are. So, no, if you're arguing that this is historical fiction and they didn't intend to show the history, then I'm sorry, I'm going to disagree with you. There's loads of interviews where they're saying the exact opposite. Right, now, so the next one, if I can find it, here it is, by the Birds of Montana, entertaining drama. This production was a great means of escape. I enjoy historical fiction because they offer some historical facts, so now they do, but gives the audience a different, entertaining experience to what life could have been like in the past. If a viewer wants complete historical facts, then watch a documentary. Oh, God. There is so much in the Tudor era that is void of documentation of real facts, so dramatisation is needed to complete the story and keep us entertained. Enjoy the show for the wonderful costume, sets, music and acting, which is non-existent. This show did venture to more fiction than facts, but enjoy it for what it is, period drama. Yeah, but if I can't really call it period drama if it's inaccurate. And again, I love this idea that just, that, they put a bit, remember that previous one, they said, oh, we put a bit at the end saying, no, we changed it, so it's fine. How does that excuse? I mean, let's say I'm doing a drama about the Titanic, and I say, right, I'm going to be telling the true story of the Titanic. And then at the end of it, what happens is Captain Smith says, right, that's it, I'm going to make sure this tragedy never happens again. So he rips off his shirt, grabs a Gatling gun, jumps into water and fights the iceberg one-on-one. And then the iceberg turns into Icezilla or something. But, it's fine, because I put a little bit at the end saying I'd change it for dramatic purposes, so that just ignore all your criticisms are invalid. I mean, and the thing, we're not criticising it just because the facts are wrong. We're criticising it because it's inauthentic. I mean, I'm sorry to bring this up again with the Princess Principal thing, but, that show, that did well. It changed all the characters and stuff because it's inspired by the Victorian era, but they at least, it looks something Victorian. I could look at it and say, oh, yeah, that's Victorian Edwardian. You got the red coats there. There's Queen Victoria. There's some bits that are off. I mean, like the Orange, her spy dress. For some reason, she doesn't wear trousers, even though it's the middle of winter. So I'd put some bloody trousers on. It's freezing outside. But yeah, that's what we want. We don't mind. Well, we don't want that, obviously, but we don't mind it if you change a few things, as long as it looks and feels right, and the characters should be, right. They don't, particularly say with Henry VII. Like there's nothing about his achievements. He just kind of he doesn't feel at all like the King Henry VII I know and love. And I think we're on to the last one here. Don't listen to the fake reviews. It is fantastic. I don't know how it got fake negative reviews. I'm sorry, well, you heard it here now. I'm fake. I don't exist. that 20-minute rant I did in Tudor Rant 2, that's fake. It is fantastic, and you must watch it. Acting plot are superb. I'm perfect. However, it does favour Muslim little bit. I think that is why they are reviewing this show negative due to hate. What? Do I need to say no? That's not why we hate it. I think they're referring to Oviedo, the Moorish crossbow plotline, which again, as we will say, I point this out from the authenticity point of view. No, it isn't right. He would have been forced to convert to Christianity, otherwise he wouldn't have been allowed in Catherine's entourage. And by the way, I stopped watching after episode 3 because I got so sick of it. But apparently they have an interfaith Christian-Muslim wedding ceremony in the last episode. In the 16th century, in an era where they're burning people at the stake for being the slightly wrong denomination of Christian. So it's that sort of thing that annoys it. We're not we're not hateful. So sorry. This was just a quick little one I thought I wanted to do. Again, as I said, if you see any more, I have my Twitter. You can always send them on there. Tudor Rant Part 3 is coming along well. The script was already about as long as Tudor Rant 2, and I'm about 2/3 of the way done, so I think we're looking at about an hour with the next one. Anyway, this has been The Laughing Cavalier, wishing you a good day.